Okay, today I am going to show you how I received some information that somebody wanted for a form, for a PDF form, fillable form, and I'm going to show you how I actually made the form. So this is, on the screen is what I received that this person wanted a form made out of. And as you can tell, there's not a whole lot of information there. I don't know if he wants just like one line or if he wants blocks or anything. So what I did is I called the subject matter expert, the guy that sent this form to me, and asked him, what exactly did you want for each one of these things? Did you want like one line or anything, or specific words or whatever? And as he told me, I in turn wrote down what he wanted me to do for each one. And hopefully this is showing you the information that he sent to me. So on his title, he wanted one line. For the data source, he wanted one line. For the method of analysis, he wanted a big block. And so I just went down line by line of everything that he had wanted on his original form that he sent me, like this, and wrote down exactly what he wanted there. Then I printed this up so that I could have it. So when I started moving these items around, I would know how much room to make for each one. So after I did all of that, I have a new form. Let me see if I can find it. So here is what I came up with. So the title, he just wanted one line. Data source, he wanted one line. Method of analysis, he wanted a big block. And as you see, I didn't really make blocks or anything. I just put it on one line. And then I put these lines out from it. The reason I put those lines out is after I make it PDF, and then I want to make it a form with those lines, it will automatically give me blocks there. Okay, so now I took this document, I went to File, Save As. You can see I've been playing with it a lot. And I saved it as a PDF. Told you I've been playing with it a lot. And we're still waiting for it to show up. You know, technology, it's going to be somewhere in here. It's going to actually have to show up. Yep, don't you just love it? I have two screens and it's somewhere on another screen. It's not popping up. Okay, there it is. So this is just like the Word document, only now it is PDF. Now we're going to have to make it form fillable. To do that, we're actually going to have to go to the tools, and we're going to prepare the form. You can actually do it from the tools here, or you can add it, and that way it'll be over here on the right hand side. But we're just going to go click there. This is the form that was on the screen, the PDF that was on the screen. And that's what we're going to use. We're going to hit start. And you see this is on. So see, all of those little straight black lines now have a form block in them. Now I'm a little particular about how my forms look. So I do not want to have all these little black lines in there. For instance, we're going to move this one, is going to end up being down here. So you see that big line? I do not want those showing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of this prepare form. It's back to the regular PDF, and I'm actually going to go to Tools. I'm going to edit the PDF. And you see how it's got all these blocks. So this is where you can actually edit the words, or right now I'm going to hit the delete key and I'm just going to take away those lines. So I'm just deleting the straight line. I just was hitting the delete key, or I can click at the end and hit the backspace key and delete it that way. Or I can highlight the whole line and hit delete key. So I'm going to go through all of these, and you see it just doesn't take but a second. You don't have to be perfect, so if you accidentally don't get it all, you can still come back and get it again. Now these are doing it really nicely, but sometimes it will not, and then you'll have to, like this one may not. Well, that worked pretty well. Okay, see that one made that form number here jump up. So all I'm going to do is hit the enter key, and it made it go back down to where it was at. This is having a warning message pop up, but you're not going to have to worry about that. We'll fix that later if it needs fixing. So just continue to go through here and take away all of these black lines. Now, you could leave these black lines, except that we're going to move some of these blocks around so that you do not want the black lines in them. Like this group of blocks right here, the 1 through 9 blocks, those are the form part, the fillable part, these blue part, or purple part, maybe blue on yours. They will be moved somewhere else. So we definitely want to get rid of those lines. Okay, so now all of our lines are deleted. So we're going to close out of the edit. And now you can see it's just the boxes. We're going to go back to Tools, Prepare Form, because I don't want it just this little short title. I actually want it to go all the way to the right edge. Okay, right now you can't really tell where the edges are, so we're going to fix that. We're going to View, Show and Hide, Rulers and Grids. So we're going to click on Rulers. So now you can see that there's rulers up at top, so you know that where they are. I also want to have the something else. So View, Show and Hide, Rulers and Grids, the guides. The reason I want the guides is because it will actually make a straight line for me. So I want everything to end at 8 inches. So I can double click right here and it makes a line for me. Or I can click on the ruler, hold down the mouse key, drag it over so that it's at 1/2 inch is where I want this one. And you can have the line there. You can also click from the top, drag it down, like you can put it underneath any place you want so that you can get a straight line going across. So you can get it how you want it. I may want one at 4.5 inches, which is halfway. Actually, I think it's 4.25. This is halfway through the paper. Now I'm going to make these blocks. I'm going to pull it, spread it all out, all the way to 8. So you can see I actually changed how tall it is, and I really don't want to do that. I'm going to hit Control Z on my keyboard so it goes back. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click on the document, go to Properties, and Properties pops up somewhere. Now I have to find out where it's at. And there it popped up. This is the text field properties. So the name of this text field right here is title, and the tooltip for making it 508 compliant is also title. It already filled it in for us because it takes whatever information was in front of that black line that we put. Now for position, I want the right side to be at 8 inches. So I'm going to highlight this, put 8, click away from it, and as you can see, it went all the way to 8 inches. These are all 0.4 inches high, which is fine. So we're going to leave it at that. So then we're going to go, all I do is click on the next one. The properties box still stays open. Again, I can change it to 8 and it jumps right on across. This one, you remember, this one was up here and I just moved it down. So this one, I want on the left-hand side at 0.5. And on the right-hand side, I want it at 8. Now for the height, I'm just going to make it, because I need a big box there, and you see it's going up. So what I need to do is drag it down to wherever I want it to end. And I messed up the left, so we're going to go back to 0.5. Now the height, I'm going to make it bigger. All I'm doing is clicking the up arrow for the height. And now we have it 2 inches. So that's how you adjust these. And we're just going to go through and adjust all of them. I want this one, right click properties, to end at 4.25, because that's half. And I click away from it and it adjusted. This one, I also want it 4.25. So I'm going to go back and highlight this one and Control C for copy. And then I can go to the next one because I want, do I want that one? No, I want this one to end it, and Control V and it copies it there. Nope. So this one I want to end at 8. This one I want to end at 8. This one I want to end at 8. I'm bad about closing it. This one I want to end at 8. So you just go through here and adjust the blocks however you want them to be adjusted, however you want them to look in the end. You can see it's pretty easy. This one is supposed to be a bigger box. So you can click and drag it there, or if you don't like it there, you can move this guy down. And just click on it and drag it, click on it and drag it, wherever you want it to go. Okay, so to save time, I've actually already done all this for us. So now I've already made all the boxes where I want them to go. Now we're going to fill in information on some of these boxes. So again, I take my little piece of paper that I had printed out of what the guy wanted, and like data collection frequency. On this one, he wants a drop-down box for it to say daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly. So the way to do that is, I'm going to go back to Tools, Prepare Form. We're going to right click on this, go to the properties. So he wants a drop-down box. So let's see, format, must be options. So we're going to add. We're going to add whatever information he wants on this one. So we're going to type it in. We're going to have daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. Quarter, quarterly. We're also going to add okay, none of that's right. This is a text box. We don't want a text box. For the dates, we want to leave it as text box. And we go to Format, and we're going to put a date in there. And I want it month, date, year, year. And close. So now this one has a date. Told you I was bad about closing that. Date, month, year, date, year, year. Okay, go back to this drop-down box. Right now it's a text box. I need it as a drop-down box. So I'm going to come up here. And that one says add a drop-down list. So the text box is what it is now. And you can see all these different buttons. So we're going to add it as a drop-down list. I'm going to click and drag it right over where it was at before. And we're going to name it data collection frequency, but because we already have one. Okay, so I am doing this live, so we do make mistakes. We already have one, so we're going to take this one that's already there. I'm going to copy the information. And I'm going to hit, I've still got it highlighted. You can see it's highlighted right there as well. And I'm going to hit the delete key. So now I'm going to move this one back up to where it was at. Properties. I'm going to make it the data collection frequency. Now in the options, I can add whatever I want. And what I wanted was daily. weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, and I always want to add choose one. Because it's going to have one showing at all times. And what I want showing is choose one. Right now it's at the bottom of the list, so I want to move it up. So it's at the very top. I can rearrange these in any order I want. Like if I wanted it yearly, quarterly, monthly, all I'd have to do is move it up to where I wanted it. So now it's in reverse order. I can sort it alphabetically. And you can also allow user to enter custom text. Because I don't know exactly how this subject matter expert choosing this form, I always check allow user to add custom text, unless I've been told specifically that's all they can put in there. And now we're going to close it. For data collection duration, it's another one of those drop downs. So they want monthly, quarterly, and annually. I come up here and copy this so I don't have to type it every time. Hit the delete key, makes it go away. Choose the add a drop down list. Our field name is going to be data collection duration. We have to make sure the tooltip is there, because I just drew this freehand. I have to make sure that it goes to 8 inches. I want it 0.4 like all the rest of them are. Now we're going to the options to add whatever he wants in the drop down. So monthly, click on add, type in quarterly, add annually, add, and choose one, add. And I'm going to move this up so that's the default. And then I think, I put yearly on the last one. I put annually on this one. Maybe I should put annually on the last one. Again, I'm going to check allow user to enter custom text. And close. So you can actually preview these and you see it says choose one. Monthly, quarterly, annually. This one says weekly instead of choose one. So we're going back to edit. Right click, go to the properties. You see how I have it highlighted down here on weekly? So that's what shows up first. So we want choose one first. Also, I want to change this from yearly to annually. So I'm going to delete yearly. I'm going to add annually. And then I'm going to move annually down. Sure I am. Down, 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 down. Highlight choose one because that's what I want to show, and close. Now we can preview it again. Now you see it says choose one. Daily, monthly, quarterly, weekly, annually. I'm going to go back to edit. And we've already made these as date boxes, didn't we? Properties. Yes, we did. Text box, text box, text box. First update due. This one's going to be a calendar as well. So right click on it, properties, format, date, and you can make whatever date formatting you want. Just choose whichever one you want. I know that this is a big box, so I can actually make it large. Close. Now this one, he wants to be yes, no, or NA. So again, I'm going to properties, general, so I can copy whatever it says already. Then I'm going to hit the delete key and delete it. Choose a drop-down box. And the field name is what the other one was. Click on all properties so we can put the tooltip in. Our options are, yes, no, and NA. And choose one. CH. Okay, so now we've got all of these filled out the way the gentleman wanted. Let me make it smaller so you can see it. Well, not that small. Choose one, choose one. This will be a date box. See, he can choose his own dates. Okay, now we're going back to edit the form. We need to make sure that if somebody was tabbing through this form, it would go from one box to the next, to the next, to the next. If you look over here under the fields on page 1, this is the page we're working on. Title is the first one, which is, I know you can't see me pointing at the monitor. This is title, and then the next one will be data source, so you can see that it's going in the correct order. I'm going to use my down arrow key to make sure the next ones are going in the correct order. So next, method of analysis, that's correct. Oh no, we skipped the data collection frequency. So we've got to find that in our list, which because we added it in, it's going to be at the bottom. So the data collection frequency, also the data collection duration is going to be right next to it. So I'm going to click on frequency. I'm going to hold my shift key down and I'll click on duration. So both of these are highlighted. Now I'm going to drag them up in this list and put them under method of analysis. You see that little dotted line right there? If I let go, that's where they're going to go. And it did not work. So, because I clicked on top of the word. So you've got to get it pretty much exact. So now we have data collection frequency and duration. I always start at the top again to make sure. Title, data source, method of analysis, and you can see on this screen that it's highlighting the items as we go through them. Monitoring plan. And it's going in order like if I was just tabbing. Okay, now we're going to go to page 2, goals and missions, and then each one of these are resources required. And they're all in the correct order. Now, these are all numbered 1 through 9. So we're going to right click on the properties. The tooltip really shouldn't be 1. It should be resources. I'm glad I can type. Required. I'm going to highlight this. Control C for copy. Then I'm going to go down and make that the tooltip for each one of these, because that's what actually goes in the box, is the resources required, not the number 4. We can leave the name up there correctly because that's how we can see it in our list. Okay, we're going to preview. We're going to hover over one of these, and it says resources required. That's what the tooltip is. Okay, when I made this form, I just put form number here. So when this goes back to the forms management person for these individuals, they're actually going to get a form number and put it right there. And to do that, all they would do is we're going to click out of the prepare form, and we're going to go to tools, edit PDF, and there they can just click and type right here whatever they needed to type. See how easy that is. I'm going to click out of this. Now, how do I know if this is 508 compliant? So again, I'm going to go to tools. Going to look down, and I'm going to find accessibility, because I should be using this all the time. It should be over on my right hand toolbar list. So I'm going to add it. And you see now it shows up right here because I should be using it all the time. So click on accessibility. And what I'm going to do is do a full check. But before I do, I actually know that the title is probably not right. So I'm going to fix it to start with. So I'm going to go to File, to Properties, and I'm going to wait until it shows up. Oh, it actually has the monitoring plan proposal in there. The author is whoever the author is, and I'm going to put monitoring plan proposal as a subject as well. Want to make sure that under advanced it has English right there, and it does. So then I'm going to click OK. Now I can do the full check. Click on full check. I do not need to create accessibility report. You might need one just to show whoever looks at your documents that yes, you did the accessibility, and you can send it with the document. I'm going to go start checking. And so this says it has 3 issues there, 1 issue there, and my tagged form fields are not tagged. So what I'm going to go over here is I'm going to automatically tag the form fields. So click on that, and it automatically tags the form fields for me. So I'm going to right click here, check again, and it still says it has a problem. So sometimes you won't get this, sometimes you will. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to the reading order one, and it's going to open a box, and you can see this one is marked 2, 3, 4, but none of these form fields are actually highlighted. So I'm going to close this so I have a little more room. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so I can see all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag over this little box, and I am going to make it a form field. Click. Now it's form field. So I have to go through and do that for every one of these. Sometimes your PDF will do it automatically for you. Sometimes it won't. I haven't quite figured out when it does that or not. So each one of these, mine are purple, yours may be blue, boxes are form fields. Again, all I'm doing is highlighting that box and clicking form field. If you don't get it exactly right, it will not encircle the form field for you. So if I did it like that, it doesn't work. No, it didn't give me the form field. So I've got to get all of the form, all of the field. And since I'm here and can see this, you see page 1 of 2 is not got a box around it as well. So I'm going to highlight it. It is actually text. So now we have the text there. I'm going to keep going. Form field. Look at there. Form field. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Form field. And this one is text. Now we're going to close it. Open back our accessibility checker. We're going to right click and we're going to say check again. And now they went all the way. Our title we just fixed in the properties. So we're going to right click on this and it says fix. It automatically fixes it. The logical reading order, we already checked that when we were going down by the tabs. The color contrast, I did not add any colors in here. So there's no problems with that. So now your form is PDF form fillable. So we're going to save it. I'm going to put today's date, 12-3-2018. So I know which one of these that I've been playing with is the actually correct one. And now we're going to test it out. So title, we're going to say, oh, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The data source is, I don't know, wherever it comes from. The plane, who knows? Look at how big that is. Method of analysis. Now, if I start typing, it's going to be that big. Oh no, it's getting smaller and smaller. So if I hit enter, it won't keep going. So we need to fix that. So we're going to go back to our, did I add this? No, we're going to go back to our tools. We're going to go back to our prepare form. And all of that information is in there. We really don't want that. So we're going to go erase this stuff. Delete, delete, delete. Now we're going back to tools, prepare form. Right, click on it, properties. Options. So this is automatically filling in the size. You saw how big it is, but we're going to click so it has multiple line. We're also going to allow for rich text formatting because, again, I don't know exactly how he's going to use this form. So some of these other blocks as well, we're going to do the same thing. The ones that are larger, we want them to be able to hit the enter key and make more than one line. See, I'm just clicking on the form, on the field, clicking multiple line, allow rich text. Font size automatic for all of them. And we're going to close. You can preview it. Now it looks much better, doesn't it? We're going to go back, make sure that these are in the right order still. Because I see these two went down. They're number one on the page. That's not correct. That's the reason I always go back and check again. So these two should be the last two on the page. So we're going to move them down under number 9. So 1. Okay, so now they are correct. And now you have a PDF form fillable form.